it's on jack stands now, so I'm gonna spray some penetrant on all the nuts in that. I haven't actually jumped under this thing, but being a UK car, they salt the rods. I was expecting it to be a bit rusty. It looks pretty good. But yeah, do that. I'm gonna make a feed and then have a hot cuppa. I might bang some wheels under that too, because can't stand jack stands, man. They make me paranoid. Seeing I'm new to this country, I only had my suitcase and that, so I've had to buy all new tools, which is a massive pain in the ass, because I've got everything you need to build a skyscraper back in New Zealand, which is like 10 years of collecting stuff and a fortune. So unfortunately I have to set up again here now, which is a pain in the ass because it costs a lot of money, but it's kind of exciting too. So I've just got the basics. I went to the store for 200 pounds, so like 400 NZ. I reckon in this kit I've got everything. It's got quarter, half inch, 3/8 impact sockets, all your ratchet spanners, Torx bits, in hex. Looks like one's missing somewhere in there. So yeah, it's a pain because it's in one of them sort of kit sets, so they never sit in there properly, but take good care of it. Hopefully it's got the one to take out the diff one as well, so well, I've had a feed now, so I'm going to take this heat shield off and the exhaust. This exhaust's got to come off that heat shield. I'll get to the drive shaft, pull that, and then back to these little axles. Couldn't have picked a better day too. First frost of the season. Not a cloud in the sky. Pretty shit day for England standards. So yeah, soaked up this, can't really see it. It's basically an exhaust clamp on there. Should put some WD-40, let that soak for a bit, pull that off. But feds have just rocked up and I've been sat outside for like 20 minutes. I'm gonna stick my camera up. Don't know what they're doing, but it's gonna be long for them if they come over here and obstruct my work. Right, what do we need? Thinking it's a 14. Sweating like a nonce in a nursery. So I don't know if you have been following the channel for a while, but when I was driving through Europe, I thought this made quite a lot of power for a factory diesel, especially a car this big. It's not noisy or anything, but just pulled out this exhaust, which is factory, super heavy, and I've made what could be a good discovery for about to what's go in. That's a DPF. Someone's cut, opened it up, and removed the contents. So, yeah, f*** off. I guess that that's gutted, it might have been remapped, so let's start with the other stuff. Get this 3-inch lined up on here and see if it works. So as you can see, I don't know if I explained it correctly before, but DPF is diesel particulate filter, so similar to a cat converter, it's got platinum or some sort of precious metal inside that collects the soot from your exhaust to reduce all the shit coming out the tailpipe. And then every now and then, once that builds up, it'll have like a pressure sensor or something in there that'll send a message to the ECU, and then it will do what's called a regen or a regeneration. Heats that up, burns off the soot, and then it continues going. But obviously on this one, which I'll show you, it's all welded up. Excuse me. And that's not meant to be like that, because people cut them open, pull all the shit out of the inside, sell that for chain, weld it back up, and then you got better flow, more power. So it's pretty good. Anyway, enough of that, carry on. Now exhaust off. So we get the heat shield, drop that down, which will uncover the drive shaft. And we'll hopefully just take the rear flange off and drop that shaft down, and then we can start pulling the diff out. So I've unbolted the half shaft and the main drive shaft, but I've got a sort of a nipple on them that locates into the flange on the diff on all 3 sides, so there's a bit of wiggling to do. I want to see if I can get the screwdriver in here and pump them out without having to take the centre hanger bearing. Can just rest this on that spare wheel. But nah, it's not looking good, bruv. What can I do here? Give me a sign. Another thing too, for a 20-year-old car, or nearly 20, I'm very impressed with the condition of it. Like all the drive line, all these little guards and covers, like no grime up there. Obviously that heat shield and everything's done a stellar job of preventing shit, but for a country that salts their roads and a car that's done 160,000 miles, I'm very satisfied. Should we start it up? Straight from the downpipe? Better not, eh? Might get in trouble. But yeah. Let's have a crack, wiggle this around, try and get this thing down. What a car, what a beautiful car. Well, as you can see, I'm battling with that last nut on the diff, so 2 minutes down the road there's a hardware store, and I'll go and see if he's got a rattle gun. Took a massive risk buying this, to be honest, because it's pretty nasty, but see if it does the job, eh? Might save my life today. Paid a premium on it, but that's what you gotta do. Nice lad too, support local. Might become the new plug for all my tools. It's literally right down there. Well, it's the next morning. I kind of ran out of time last night. Sun dipped behind that hill at 3 in the afternoon. It turned Baltic, so I'm gonna crack on. All the diff and everything's unbolted, so I just need to drop it out, which is a bit of a wrestle, and then reverse everything you've just seen and see if this 3 inch is any better. Oh yeah! So the flanges are double. I'll just show you. Glad I brought this 3-ton jack too, because the whole thing sits on it. So the mating face onto the half shafts, you've got the same thickness, and then another layer. I was hitting on the join on the half shafts as the 2 flanges. That's all the hard stuff done, so I'm gonna put the kettle on. So they're the same. I'm not going to do a technical explanation, but it's got 4mm plate in there between, I think they're called the spider gears, and basically weld them up inside what Kiwis like to call the nugget. Some people just call it the diff center, but basically now power coming from the drive shaft directly into the diff is equal to both wheels. So obviously when you're turning a corner, one wheel's travelling a further distance, so the other wheel has to keep up, which is perfect because it's always spinning too. Now I've ran lock diffs in every rear wheel drive car I've ever owned, because LSDs are quite expensive and I'm cheap, and everyone's always like, oh, it's unpredictable, it's dangerous, but I've driven a V8 supercar at Ruapuna that had a welded diff, and well, at least a locker of some sort, and it is predictable because you know what's going to happen 100% of the time, because both wheels are continuously spinning at the same speed. So I don't see how that's unpredictable. If it loses traction, it loses traction. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So enough of that, I'm going to crack on. You can see the mating face is a bit dirty, so I've got a few scraper blades, a bit of sandpaper. I'm going to clean that up, bang some gasket goo on there, and we'll fill it up. Now the other thing is, there's a bung on the bottom to drain it and one at the top which you fill into, and when the oil comes out of there you know it's full. But I made the mistake of not getting a funnel pump type setup so I could do that. Apparently it's 1.5 litres capacity, so I'm just going to do it the Kiwi way and tip it in here before I seal it up. at least I've got a backup diff if this one goes kaput. But there's less moving parts now, seeing it's all locked together, so I think it should be right. Crack on. Time to get it in, I guess. Forecast for rain at 3, and as you can see, clouds have come in, so try and get this in before that happens, because I'm not trying to get wet. Be good weather for testing it though.
I left that hoe alone cause she was
Shit. Oh. That calls for Smoko.
Yeah, the colour match is wild.
Yeah.
It's not exact, but it's like cool.
Hey, Bob's just tested out my wheels. I'm not going to show you because that's for the next video, but they look mint. So the bro Steve had some technology I need because the flanges on the diff are different. So I had my calipers and measured that gap there because I didn't know why the drive shaft wasn't going in. So I'm going to attempt to pull that now. Fuck, I hope this works, man. I'll be hyped. Only 20 pounds too. Look at that. Beck's using
Like a dream.
oh man, just beautiful. But now we're faced with that oil seal. Might be kaput, so lay that back down. Fuck yeah, man. Quickly jump underneath. Now just gotta hope those splines are the same. thank God for Steve, the bro. Carlton Hardware is the backbone of this build.
It's the backbone of this community. Yeah, man.
I'm not going to get too excited, but well, unfortunately the camera's died. I got the 3-inch on, the diff's in, diff works. The exhaust lined up all good too, but from the factory downpipe to the new exhaust, the diameters are the same, so I need to get like a 3-inch joiner, which is a bit of a pain, but so you can hear it now. It does that drone. I really don't like that noise. I hope it doesn't do it once I've plumbed it in correctly, but I guess when I delete the EGR, DPF, put a proper downpipe from the turbo on that, I think that should eliminate, but pretty successful day, nothing wrong. Got all my knuckles intact, no bleeding fingers, so if you enjoyed the first of the build, subscribe and comment and hit the thumbs up. I'm going to try and roll these out each week from now on, so yeah, see you next week.